good to be live. So good to have you here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are watching from or the time you see this video. Great to have you here again. Great to have you here. It's Saturday, the 11th day in the month of January 2025. The year is running again, like the year is going and going again. And there is a lot of things to be done. And so it is a time to sit up and start doing. It's a time to sit up and start doing. It is time for action. Yeah, it's time for action. Get this, that the earlier you start building, the better you go. Yes, the earlier you start, the better you go. A lot is going on, but don't get distracted. Don't get distracted, okay? Don't get distracted. It is one of the things that affected me in my early days of joining the online business or even getting into a personal business after my NYC. Distraction. People around, family, friends, they come with distraction most times. But it depends on you to either heed to their distraction or honor what you're doing. And I love it more when I honor what I do. Yeah. Loving myself and loving what I do. Because no matter how, if you listen to them, even if they are feeding, even if they have alerts for you, they'll get tired. And when they get tired, they'll leave you. And you'll be on your own, carrying your bukata on your own. So it is better you don't get distracted now, because distraction has cost a lot of people their destiny. It has cost a lot of people their profession. Yeah, I'm still feeling the heat of the distraction that I allowed way back 2020. Yeah, I'm still feeling the heat of that distraction. I still see it around, just that most times, because we have to build, we just, take our eyes away from the past. But one thing is that the past will always come. Yes, that is why you don't give ears to distractions. They are filled up everywhere. And sometimes they look as if it is real. They look as if this distraction is going to cost me if I don't abide by it. Anything that is not in line with your purpose, anything that is not in line with your vision, anything that is not in line with that thing you plan out for yourself that people are talking about, is called distraction. Hello, thank you for joining my live. Thank you. Good to have you here. Please, you can type in so I know your name and welcome you well. Giving you a big hug. Thank you for joining. Please do subscribe if you have not. Thank you so much. So distraction is something we should not heed to. Yes. Because you are you. And what you set out for yourself is for you. So rather follow that vision, that purpose you have set out for yourself. Rather follow it than listening to other people. Don't wait for them to validate you. Don't wait for anybody to mark you good or mark you bad. Because truly, they aren't going to mark you well. But then, if you follow your mind, you follow your dream, you follow that thing that you know within you that this is going to work for you, it will surely work. And that is what has gotten me out of the distraction and is giving and paving way for me. But I know that if I had not given heed to that distraction, I would have been better. I would have done better. But in all, we give thanks to God because He has purpose for everything. Yes, they do happen sometimes, but then it's for us to learn. And I've really learned from that period that I gave into distraction. And so today, we'll be talking about procrastination. Procrastination, that's what we'll be talking about, how to overcome procrastination as a career person, as a business person, and whatsoever you are doing as an individual, generally, how to overcome procrastination. Now, first of all, what is procrastination? There are many times you have to do something, but somehow along the line, you just feel delayed. Somehow, it's not because something is actually delaying you, but you within, you just feel, is there any need? Should I do this thing? Will it work out, And then before you know, the timing for that thing you're supposed to do will just come and go. Procrastination. I could remember there was a time someone, called out for me that, okay, Joy, we need you to come to this particular occasion, because then I was an independent producer of a particular program on DASAT. That was their communication, one of their satellite satellite part of DASAT, yes, the satellite program. So the program was to be presented, or I do present that program in my dialect. And then I needed the people from my area to sponsor and support the program. And so the timing was set. Yes, I started talking to them, and there's this particular group that, they like, okay, we like this, we love this, we want our language to go wild, because, satellite programs are always on the air and it goes far from your country, it goes to other countries. So they got to a time they had a program. Yes, I've been recording, I do interview with them, and then I send it to the station to air. So because I have not gotten a sponsor, they don't air my programs regularly. So I have to look for sponsors. And so I had to reach out to them that, okay, I've interviewed some of your leaders here, so now I need sponsors. And so they had a program. They have a particular time of the year that they set out for their program. And so they invited me to come. And then somewhere along the line, yes, it's a 3 days program, but I didn't actually know the particular day. They didn't put out any particular day. They just told me to come. And this program was being held in Delta State, while I reside in Lagos. Fine, nothing would have stopped me, right? But somehow I was like, okay, I'll go tomorrow. I'll go next tomorrow. Instead of to have gone the actual day, as in a day to the day they were supposed to start. So because I wasn't there the day they started, the whole, the kings, the OBs of my place, all the OBs in the area, or the kings or the royal heads were in that program. And then Jim Overi was the director of Zenith Bank then, and he's from my area too. And he was right at that venue. All of them, the top people we know in my area, were in that venue that day, the day that they started the program. And then they started calling out. The presenter for Onuika, Kiniko, they were calling out, Ifoma, Joy, Onyacha, no answer. So the leader had to call, and I said, I wasn't at that place. So, and that was how I lost that sponsorship. That was how I lost it. Till today, though DASAT is no longer in, but then at least I would have gone to a certain level. But I lost it because those were the people that were to sponsor this. And then I that was supposed to be there at the venue to show myself, to read out my proposals, to show them what I have in store and how I want to bring the language out, how I want to make that dialect known to the world. I was not there. That is what procrastination can do. It can make you lose a lot of things. So what is procrastination? It's an act of delaying in that thing that you are supposed to do. You have a particular function to attend, you have a particular interview, you have a particular program, or someone called out for you, or come for this, come for that, and then somehow you just delay. Somehow you don't just get, that's where, when we talk about African time, we want to work with the African time. Something is set to start by 10 o'clock, and then at 10, you're still in your house. Procrastination, it has cost a lot of people, it has done a lot of harm. And that is why we need to, look for areas and avenues to overcome, strategies that we can use to overcome this procrastination, because it is really deadly. It has killed a lot of destiny. Yeah. Because some people lose, self-confidence in the midst of procrastination. Like when you get, like when I got, yes, I still attended that program, but the day I attended, all those royal heads, all those dignitaries that were calling out for me the day that I was, that the day that the program started, were not there. And so when I met with the head of the people, he said there is nothing he could do, that he had to call me out that day so that these people get to know me. I get to explain to them, because they are the leaders of the land, but I wasn't there. Even my own personal royal head from my own village was there, and I've gone to interview him. He was even happy when they told him I would, that they'll be introducing me, but I wasn't there. I did not come. I told myself I will go the next day, and that was how I lost it. And so at the time, I felt, I started feeling somehow. I lost, like, losing self-confidence. For some while, I couldn't get myself, because even when I got there that day and they told me everything they did there that day, I wasn't even attentive to it. I lost everything. Like, I wasn't myself that day. Even for a whole week, months, and some days, I couldn't get myself, because it's like you losing a very precious opportunity to have gotten to know people, to have gotten to have, then I had not done my NYC, but then it wouldn't have been a problem, because it's a thing of, you're an independent producer. All you need is just sponsors. Then you start airing your program. You can video, you can do your thing. You just send them the copy and the air it. You don't need to be live in the studio. I just lost it. And I tell you, even till now, it affects me. Most times I think about it and I begin to imagine, oh, Joy, where you would have gotten to if you had been present the particular time you were supposed to be there. So that is one of the danger of procrastination. It's one of the dangers of procrastination. And that is why this year, 2025, you don't need to harbor that thing called procrastination. It is bad. It is killing. And it can be a major obstacle to achieving goals. Yes, it's a major. It's not that it can be. It is a major obstacle to achieving your goal. So if you have set out your goal for 2025 and you're still sitting down there, I will do this tomorrow. I will do it tomorrow. Tomorrow will never finish. Yes. As long as man lives, tomorrow doesn't have an end. There is always a tomorrow. So by the time you are in that tomorrow, it becomes today, you will be telling yourself tomorrow again. And before you know it, the month is gone. And before you know it, the year is gone. And this year is not like before, when it's as if it takes so long, You can imagine we said Happy New Year the other day, and today is 11th. And very soon, January will be over. And some people are still sitting down, telling themselves, I will do. I will do. Yes, I will do tomorrow. Yes, I will do it tomorrow. I will do it tomorrow. Know this, that tomorrow doesn't have an end. So procrastination is an obstacle to achieving your goal. And that is why you need to do away with it. It is not supposed to be a part of you. The art of delaying or postponing a task or action that needs to be done, despite knowing that it will likely lead to negative consequences. And truly, I knew then that, Joy, if you didn't attend this, certainly something might be done, though I didn't know that all those dignitaries will be around that very first day. My mindset was that it could be the last day they will come, not knowing that the last day was just for the heads of the leaders of the particular body that did that program. So I already know, I was having it in mind. I was having a hit of it that, Joy, if you didn't go for this function, if you didn't go for this thing, something negative might happen. But still, I remained put in Lagos the day I should have left. And the day they were calling me was when I was on the road coming. And before I could get to Delta State, they had closed. The dignitaries have gone. You know now, they don't wait for anybody. When they come, they address what they want to address, they are gone. So that was how it went. So most times you know that, oh, this procrastination could cost me something, yet we still allow it. Yes, we still, allow ourselves to go into it. So this 2025 is not a year to procrastinate anything, because things are changing. Things are really changing. Society is not speaking well. The governments are not speaking well. Everybody's working for their pockets. So if you're waiting for a government job, you're waiting for one organization to call you, folding your hands, sitting. I know a lot of people, because we have a business center, they come, almost every week. They are coming for a new CV. They keep submitting CV. How long? How long? So you're procrastinating. I'll start doing this tomorrow. I'll start doing that tomorrow. There are a lot of things to do out there. There are a lot of things to do online. Thank God, these social media platforms have made it so easy for people to navigate. They've made it so easy for people to come in and make money. Like, they're not charging you to open an account. It is just free. Just do your thing. All we need is your data. Buy the data, come in here. They are making their money, yes. And so you too need to make your money. And there are different ways to do this. So procrastination should not be a part of you in this year 2025. Because it's an hindrance to so many things. And could later affect you in the future if not worked on now. So before we go into the solution, let's understand why we procrastinate. Why do we even procrastinate? Why? There are reasons why we procrastinate. Yes, my reason then was, since it is the first day of the program, certainly people will not come. I wasn't certain, I just made that assumption. It is an African thing. It's a Nigerian thing. Most times when a program is starting, that particular day, so many people do not show up. And so that was my mindset. So there are several reasons why we procrastinate. And one of it is fear of failure. Fear of failure. People are always afraid they will fail at something. And so they don't, they keep pushing. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. And like I said yesterday, fear is just a false evidence appearing real. It is false. It is just an imagination. It is you imagining it. And then there is nothing bad in putting yourself into trial. Try something, even if you fail at it. And I don't see failure as something that will pull me down. No. If I fail at something, I will try other means to get that thing done. Because it mustn't be one process all the while. It mustn't be one method. So if one method fails, I should look for another method to achieve my goal. So failure only happens when you accept that, oh, this thing, I can't go with it anymore. And this goal I want to achieve, I have to give it up at this point. That is when it becomes a failure. It is just as a false assumption. It is you just assuming. It is not because it is certain. It is you. So that's one of the thing that makes us procrastinate. Fear of failure. We don't want to fail. Another thing is lack of clarity. When you're not clear on what you'll be expecting. Some people procrastinate in interviews they are supposed to go for. Why? Because they are not clear. Oh, what question will they ask? What will they need from me? And so they lose out. Clarity. And it's also a part of what happens to me too. I was like, if they call me up, Joy, what will you say? Like, what kind of question will they ask you? Like, you standing in front of dignitaries, like the royal heads, like Jim Oviar, like all of them that are to be there. Fine, I didn't actually know they would come the first day, but the procrastination has started even down to the last day of the program, because I myself was like, hey, Joy, do you think you go? I don't think you go, because if you go, they ask you questions, they call you up. How would you face them? The tension was already there. So one of the things that makes people to procrastinate is lack of clarity. Lack of clarity is one of the things that makes, when you're not cleared on something, you don't understand the situation or the thing you're going to meet there, and the way those people does their interview, it could make someone to procrastinate. I remember one time like that, I went for an interview for one of those microfinance banks. And then because I wasn't, yes, I knew I was going for the interview the next day. And then I had to call out one of the manager because the bank is close to my office, my own personal office. So I had to call out for the guy, like, Mr. David, what should I be expecting? And he was like, no, I'm one of those people that sets the questions. I cannot tell you what to expect. So go and look at for what you expect. So at first I was having that fear, but then I told myself, Joy, no matter what, I know I'm not good at calculation. I know it's calculation that will come and just go. If you fail, you fail. If you pass, you pass. So I had to go. Because the first procrastination has cost me a lot, and so I told myself, Joy, you aren't going to allow it again, even if you're not clear of what is going to be done. Hence, it's a microfinance bank, and what the position you applied for was a loan officer. Expect calculation. So I went for it. Another thing that makes people to procrastinate is low motivation, when they are not being motivated. Like, I'm not just getting the vibe, I'm not getting this thing. It's just not, the rhythm is not, it's not sounding well. And so they procrastinate. Maybe I'll give it a try. Is there any need? Before they start murmuring, before they start mumbling, before you know it, the time is gone. And that aspect is gone. Another thing is poor time management. Poor time management. In fact, everything I've mentioned now, part of it is poor time management. We Africans, we Nigerians, we don't know how to manage our time. Because everything we do randomly. Why? Because that is the way we are trained. But until we start putting in things, different things, working with the trend of time, we'll continue to miss it. So we need to work with the trend of time. Things are changing. It is no longer the African timing. It is no longer the Nigerian system. It is no longer the Nigerian method. Things have changed. So poor time management is one of the reasons why people procrastinate. They don't know how to manage their time. And another thing is distractions. Distractions everywhere. Family distraction, friends distraction. They tell you are not good at this. I don't think you can do it. Oh, in fact, don't go for it. You won't be able to do it. Oh, that job. It is not fitting for you. Hey, you married woman. Hey, you this, you that. Different kind of things. Distractions everywhere. It is one of the things that make people to procrastinate. It's one of those things that make people to procrastinate, and those are the things that we should look out for. Just, you know yourself better than I do. What makes me procrastinate might be different from yours. So what is that thing? You looking at yourself, what is that thing that makes you to, delay things, makes you to, call out things, makes you to, hey, Dominion. Come and carry treasure. What is that thing that makes you, to delay the things you need to do, or even not do what you're supposed to do? Hey, go and meet them. Carry. Give her biscuits. Carry. Yeah, come on, biscuits. So having known the things that causes procrastination, we have to work on how to overcome them. How do you overcome this procrastination this year, 2025? Because we are not going to allow anything stop us. We are not going to allow anything hinder us. We are not going to allow anything, stop our glow, stop our shine. We need to move with the trend of time. We need to move with the things that needed to be worked on, okay? So what are those things that will help us? How do we overcome them? How do we overcome this procrastination? What are those things that will help us to overcome this procrastination? One of it is be specific. Be specific. Be specific. Go for the exact thing you need. That exact thing you want, that exact aspect you need to work with, that is what you should go for. The exact thing that will help you, that is what you should go for. For example, you are looking for a way to grow your business. Instead of looking for a way to grow business that you started, you look for a way to increase sales in that business, like increasing sales by 10%. You set out, a specific goal. Increase sales by 20%. Increase sales by 10% or by 40%. Not, I want to grow my business. What aspect, what area? You just want to grow your business. It is just like a random thing. That has no specification. So to be specific is like, I want to grow my business. I want to grow my sales of my business. I want to grow, my reach. If it's a service-based business, I want to grow my reach by 10%, by 20%. I want to exceed the level where, to maybe where you are. Let's say you've been on the 10% area, then you decide to to move further to 20% to 30%. So that is a specific thing, a specific timing, a specific way of growing your business or growing your reach. You have a specification. This is where I want to be. So it's one of the things that help us to overcome procrastination. Another thing is measurable goals, setting out measurable goals, measurable quantity of anything you want to do. Break down your goal into parts. so that you can be able to track it. This is what I want to achieve at this particular time, so that you can be able to track it. Then another thing is achievable. Yes, set out achievable plans, achievable goals, the ones you know you can achieve. There was a time I joined the challenge, and then in the course of that challenge, my mentor was like, okay, for this particular business, I make ₦1 million per week, sometimes 1.5. That's what she said. And so because people heard that, and then the course itself, the video that introduced the course before we joined in was like, make make 900, was it 900 or around 500,000 in 3 weeks? And like people were like, oh, this could be done. No, in 72 hours. So people were like, oh, this thing works out like this. It's like magic. Oh, I'm going to go into it. And so when she said we should set out our goal, people began to write. The program was to be, the challenge was to run for 1 month, which is 30 days. So people began to write like 500,000. Some people wrote 1 million. Some people wrote 2 million. And then I looked at, like, when they were calling out what they were writing, I was like, you are a newbie in this business. In fact, you've not even known anything. You're just starting. And then this challenge was just to build you. This challenge was just to train you. This challenge was just to teach you. And you're putting such large amount. How can you achieve this? Because now you aren't starting your selling the first week. Neither are you starting the second week. Neither, if at all you start, it should be the third week. Because you have to learn the things that needed to be learned the first week. Learn the second week. Then the third week, you can decide to start selling. So I looked at myself, I took my pen and I wrote, Joy, for this challenge, you're going to be making 250,000. That was in 2020, right? 250,000. And I left it there. And so when the challenge started, I focused, I was giving all my time, I was giving it everything, because this is what I set out. And yes, I told myself, Joy, you can exceed this, but you shouldn't go below this. So it shouldn't be a less, it should be high. That is achievable. And so I went for it, and truly I made higher than that amount. That is what you call achievable goals. Achievable goals. You set out achievable goals, set out achievable plans, plans that you can work with. Then another thing is relevance, plans that are relevant, goals that are relevant to what you are doing. Don't plan or set goal because others are doing it. You are not them. Set the one that is between your own, that is within your own horizon, within your own sphere. Then another thing is time bound. Set out timing for yourself. I should do this at this time. That will help you overcome procrastination. I should do this at this time. I should achieve this at this time. So when you have timed yourself, that timing will push you. It will give you a push to actualizing that thing you want to achieve. Hello, thank you for joining my live. You can say something, say hi so that I know your name. And do subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Turn on your notification bell so you get my videos whenever I upload them. Thank you. Then another thing you need to do is break tasks down into smaller steps. Break your tasks into smaller steps. Yes, it will help you. Start with the easiest step, okay? When you break your tasks into smaller parts, you start with the easiest one. It will help you overcome procrastination. Then another thing is prioritize tasks and focus. Prioritize, oh, this is what I have to do, so I must do it. and then you focus on doing it, focus on achieving it, focus on getting it right, focus on, getting it well. Focus. Don't lose focus when it comes to achieving your goals in order to overcome procrastination. Then another thing is eliminate distraction. Turn off any notification that will distract you for any similar thing you're doing. Eliminate any form of distraction. Then you look out for a quiet workspace to minimize interruption. Like I'm being interrupted now. Today is Saturday. The kids are at home, so the interruption is coming. That I have to just do this. Then another thing is time management techniques. Another thing you have to set out is time management techniques. Batch similar tasks, like these tasks, the tasks that are similar, the things that are similar in what you do. Batch them together. You can do them at a time. You can follow up with them together. That is batch tasks, batching similar tasks. You put all those tasks that are similar to each other. When setting out your tasks, you work with those tasks that are similar to each other at a time. You'll be able to, it's like when they say using a stone to kill two birds. Okay, batch your tasks that are similar. Then another thing you need to do is plan your day the night before. Plan your day, like you planning today, yesterday night. I'm planning tomorrow, the night of today. So that by the morning, you just start with what you have written down, with the facts you have set for yourself, with the plans you have set for yourself, with the goal you have set for yourself. You just start. You don't wait for anything again. Then another thing is addressing your mindset. In order to overcome procrastination, you need to address your mindset. This is where procrastination comes from, your mind. You need to address your mindset. Challenge every negative thought. Those things that comes to you, telling you you can't do it, telling you you cannot achieve it, telling you this thing is a failure, telling you even before you start, you have started envisaging failure. You have to challenge those negative thoughts. Another thing is practice self-compassion. Another thing is focus on your progress. Work on your progress. Focus on it. Hence, you started. Keep going. Don't stop. Because if you stop, you go back. It is forward ever, backward never. So focus on your progress. And another thing is visualize success. Just like you visualize failure before you start, visualize success before you start. Leave out that aspect of visualizing failures. Look out for success. Think on, if I do this thing, this is what is going to give me. This is what I'm going to gain from it. This is what I'm going to make from it. This is what I will make for this business if I'm able to push it. Visualize success instead of giving your mind to failures. You're not a failure. You're an achiever. You have to do exploits. That's what the Bible says. So walk in line with it. Okay? And another thing is connect with your why. What are your whys? What are those why that you look out for every time? Why will I do this? Why will I do that? Why this? Why that? Connect with those why. Yes, connect with those why. And another thing is celebrate small win. Celebrate yourself, even if it's a little win. Celebrate it. It helps your spirit to go for more. Celebrate yourself. Don't wait for people to clap for you. Clap for yourself. There are sometimes when I finish working like that, I say, Joy, you do well. Give yourself something. Buy yourself something. Celebrate yourself for even a little win. Celebrate yourself. That is a motivation for you. Motivate yourself. Don't wait for anyone to motivate you. So celebrate yourself. And another thing is to seek people with inspiration. Look out for people that inspires you. the friends you follow, do they inspire you? Are they the one that kills your dream? Are they the one that tells you, no, don't do this? They help you to procrastinate. Are they the set of people? Give them up and look for people that inspires you. There's a saying that if you have 5 millionaire friends, certainly you are the 6th person. But if you work with a drunkard, before you know it, you become one. So follow people that inspires you. Follow people that will build your dream, that will help you build your dream. People that are walking in line with where you are, that you look up to. When you see them, you are inspired to do something. Not the one that are lazing around, folding their hands and waiting, believing and having faith more than the mustard seed gone. Yeah, some people are even more faithful than Father Abraham, yet they are suffering in poverty. Lack and supper has finished their destiny. The Bible says that faith without work is zero. So there is no two ways about it. God will not come and do magic for you because he is a God that works. It took him days to create heaven and earth, to make you, to make everything you see today. He would have still sat down one place and started, putting this, putting that. He can command it, but then he did the work. In making you, the Bible says he molded man. So he was not saying, man, oh yeah, come up. He worked. And it is written that on the 7th day, he rested. That is to tell you that on the 1st day, the 2nd day, the 3rd day, the 4th day, the 5th day, the 6th day, he was working. He has set it down for you. It's your maker. So if your maker worked, you need to work. So another thing to do to be able to overcome procrastination is find accountability partner. Look for accountability partners. People that you'll be accountable for. Accountable to. They'll check up on you. They'll mark you. And also ginger you. It's very important. Seek for them. It's very important. You need accountability partner. I have the ones I'm working with. We put ourselves into a WhatsApp group and then we are helping each other to grow daily. Yes, we help each other. We alert each other. Even in posting online, we alert each other. Many a times we have to do something and somehow you might forget. They alert you. 1 or 2 people in the group alerts you. Oh, this is what you're supposed to do. In the morning, someone will put in something that will ginger everybody to do something. So look for an accountability partner. It will help you overcome procrastination. But you have to be open to them. You have to, tell them, this is what I'm doing, this is where I've gotten to, and this is where I want to get to. It will help. You help them, they will help you also. So look for people that are within your horizon, okay? Then other things, practical strategies that you can take to still work on procrastination so that it doesn't bring you down. You bring it down, not it bringing you down, okay? One of them is allocate time for your planning. Allocate time, set out time between, let's say between 20 minutes, I should be finishing this. Between 30 minutes, I should be finishing this. So allocate time for your planning. And another one is to learn to say no. It is not everything you agree. They say this, they say that, they say, You keep doing yes, no. Learn to say no. I'm not used to this. I don't want it. No. No matter how they try to convince you, say no. When you know that thing is not working with your plans, it's not working with your tasks. Like I have something doing and one person just comes, I need you to do. No. I have timing. I work with time. I work with time. So if you need me to do something, you should have tell me. Should have told me ahead of time. So I plan it. I put it into my plan. If you don't just come randomly anytime and think that Nigerian and timing or African timing is still working, no, it's not working for me. I've stopped it a very long time ago. I've stopped. I work with timing. I have time for everything. So when the time for some certain thing has gone by and I'm not able to do it, I leave it out and start with the one that is next. Timing, it is discipline. You need to discipline yourself. And another thing is use tools and techniques. Tools and technology. There are a lot of things now. The AI is here and it's here to stay. It's here to help you. Many a times I want to create content, I just go to ChatGPT and I type in what I need and it brings me out, voila. I edit what I need to edit, change what I need to change, and then I don't need to rack my brain, wasting time racking my brain anymore. And when you have the full a premium ChatGPT, it can give you images, beautiful images, songs. It creates songs for you. So, no time to waste time. Things is coming easy. You get things done easily this era. So, no time to procrastinate anymore. Even if you're looking for a job, go to LinkedIn, open a LinkedIn account. Many organizations are looking for people. They don't ask for CV anymore. That you sit down, be racking your brain, what do I need? Go and set up your LinkedIn page. What they ask for is your LinkedIn profile link. Autant. They'll check you from there. That is your CV. And you get employed there. One of my younger sister, she stays at Lekki. Her job where she's working, she got the job from LinkedIn. And she's being paid well. And she still does remote job, 1-2 hours per day, and she's being paid in dollars. Another thing to do is investing in yourself. Invest in yourself. You might not understand everything at a go, so invest. I keep paying for courses. I keep paying for trainings. I want to learn more. A professional is not built in a day or in 1 year. No, you keep learning. As long as you live, we keep learning. So invest in yourself. Learn something new daily. Learn method, learn the trending things and work with them. Another thing is network and collaborate. Network with others, work with others, collaborate with others. It broadens you, makes you know more, makes you learn more. Don't sit in one place and be managing yourself. There's no time to manage anymore. People are going bigger daily. You learn from people, follow people, go to YouTube, type out, different niches. You see top people there. Subscribe to them. It's not taking you anything. You learn from them. Your subscription is not going to reduce them. It's not going to, yes, it increases them, but it will not stop them from, being who they are. But you will get to learn a lot. I subscribe to so many channels, even smaller channels that I know are giving out the best. I subscribe to them. Go to Facebook, I follow people. Hence, I'm going to learn something from you. I follow them. TikTok, I follow. Instagram, I follow. Some people will watch, after watching, they just, no, I will comment, I will follow, I will subscribe. Because I believe while you are building others, you are likely building yourself. Another thing to do is setting up actionable steps. Actionable steps that, things you can act on. Actionable steps. And what do you do here? You identify your procrastination triggers. What are those things that triggers procrastination in you? What are those things that triggers procrastination? Try to identify them. I have my own. You have your own. We are different, so we don't have the same thing that triggers procrastination. That is, when I say something that triggers procrastination in you, that thing that makes you procrastinate, that thing that when it comes to mind like this, I mentioned some of the reasons why we procrastinate. So what is that reason that makes you procrastinate? Try to identify them. And when you identify them, sit down, try to meditate on them, try to, visualize how to come out of it. Visualize how to overcome it. Okay, if this is, for example, what makes me procrastinate is fear. Fear of, if I go for this thing, will it come out well? Then I should be able to beat that mindset. Telling myself that, Joy, go for it. You can overcome. You can win. You are an achiever. And so I now look out for ways, I look into that thing that I'm going for. Maybe it's a job interview. I look at it. Okay, what is the position I'm applying for? I'll try to look out for things that will help me so that that fear can be conquered. I'll try to look out for, okay, what would they be expecting of me? Because this is the position I have applied for. So what is needed of me in this position? What kind of how will I put this now? Okay, among my credentials, which one works in line with this? Okay, among the places where I've worked, they sometimes they ask you your experience, the experiences you have gotten, your working experience. Then you ask yourself, okay, which of my work experience goes with this? You plan out yourself. It will help you to overcome that fear. So search out, identify your procrastination triggers. Then another thing is create a procrastination action plan. Then after you have identified, create the action plan to act. Okay, these are what triggers me. So how do I pull it out? Then you start practicing it. You start practicing, those things you identified. Then practice how you can overcome it. Start putting into action. Practice. It will help you. Do it consistently, because what we do over and over again, you'll be able, you see yourself, overcoming that thing or winning in that thing. Consistency. Okay. Then always review and adjust those things you are practicing. Ask yourself, is it working? What new things can I add up? What should I minus? What is not working well? What is working well? Review and adjust. Then another thing is to be patient. Be patient. Don't be in a rush, because it is not something that will go easily. Don't rush it. Take it gradually. If you have to overcome, you take it gradually. It will become a practice that will enter into your being, into your soul, into your spirit, and it remains there. If you rush it, it will just be for a season. And before you know, you forget about it. But if you take it patiently, gradually, you see yourself overcoming procrastination permanently, forever, and it become a thing of the past. Then you become a coach on how to overcome procrastination, because you've learned a method. You've learned the system. You're working with it. You are winning with it. So this, if you can apply everything I've mentioned, procrastination will be a thing of the past. And then you see yourself at the end of the year celebrating bigger. In fact, even before the end of the year, you see yourself celebrating bigger, because procrastination pulls people down a lot. And this is the last thing that you should have in your mind, that procrastination, overcoming it, is a journey. It's not a destination. Overcoming procrastination is a journey. Journey inside of it. Keep going. It doesn't have a destination that, okay, we stop here. Because sometimes it will still come. Those thoughts will still come. But because you have built yourself, because you have set out methods, you have set out ways, you see yourself overcoming it. In fact, with ease. So it's a journey. It's a journey of life as long as you live. Procrastination, overcoming it, is a journey. So apply every strategy consistently in order for you to break free, and also help people around you to break free. Because like I said yesterday, one of my brother was teaching last year, December, in a fellowship, and he said, God brings you problems, like he set out problems for you so that you ask for solution to those problems. And then he gives you solution. You apply those solution. You win at those solution. And then he will now use you to help others that are passing through the same problem to overcome. So that is why you try every strategy that I set. All might not work for you, but there is one or two that will work for you. Try it out and do it consistently. If you try some method for some time and it's not working out, that is where the review and adjust comes in. Review, adjust. Then if it's working well with you, continue with it. Be consistent at it. Practice it. Eat it. Wine in it. Dine in it. Sleep in it. And you see yourself thriving bigger and bigger. So call it a day here on how to overcome procrastination as a career person or a business person. I'll see you again, God willing, tomorrow for another section. And tomorrow on will be in the evening, precisely between 9 to 10 or 10 to 11. Okay, thank you for joining. And if you've been here, you've gotten to this point, if you've not subscribed, do subscribe, turn on your notification bell, like, comment, and share to people to also learn. Thank you for helping me build. God bless you. See you in my next video or my next live. Bye.